So I am trying to say I'm a faculty member in the Instructional Technology program here at UW. Our graduate program is entirely online. We have 4 separate programs. One is a certificate in online teaching to help you preparing for teaching online environments and managing classes online, even if the class itself isn't online. All of us who teach on campus as well use course management systems to supplement our face-to-face classes. We also have a master's program, 2 doctorate programs, ED or PhD. They do structure differently based off of your end goal. So if you wanted to go into academia as a scholar versus becoming more of a practitioner, and we have that focus in our programs. So with me today are 2 wonderful ladies who will introduce themselves briefly. And
I'm Trina Kilty, and I'm a graduate student in the PhD program in Instructional Technology. And did an internship, a virtual internship last fall for the biology department. I'm Victoria Brennan, I'm also a PhD student. And my virtual internship is this spring that actually goes off of poetry. So,
which is kind of why I was very excited that they agreed to do this session with me. Well, I mentioned our 4 different programs. The types of internships that we try to support our students to go after include Bath Spa University. Do you know where that's located, questions? No?
England.
Yes, it is. It's in Bath, England. That was the very first internship that we set out, and that grew out of a relationship between a friend of mine who graduated from Purdue with her PhD. We met as grad students. She's now faculty at Bath Spa. They had this really cool idea to find graduate students from around the world and pair them with their faculty at Bath and help them with converting their classes for online delivery. Sounds so simple when I say it. But nobody was doing that. It was really different. So they actually have this program going in Perpetuum. Every summer they do a cohort model. We now apply to it. They do give preference to their partner institutions. University of Wyoming is an official partner institution. We have a signed MOU with Bath Spa. So if any of our graduate students who apply for this program will get preferred consideration in the application process. As a result of that program, though, we started looking around locally. How can we do something similar? How can we get our graduate students that experience of taking the theory from class and applying it outside of a class project? So we started looking really close to home in our backyard, met up with the Wyoming Department of Education and their digital learning work group. So we ended up setting up 2 internships with the Department of Education. One was focusing on benchmarking K-12 online course design. I didn't bring it with me, but anybody happened to read the Memorial a couple of weeks ago and see the headline about the growing numbers of online K-12 programs in the state of Wyoming? It is exploding. Very rural. I know that when I first came to Wyoming, I got very tired of hearing the K12online.com commercials over and over because they were one of the first licensed outfits to come in and offer online K-12 classes in the state with the Department of Education approval. Now, the school districts have been partnering with community colleges to offer their own classes so that they're not relying on this third-party provider, especially when you have superintendents who are a little concerned that they're going to be counting students in their school district who are taking classes from a provider that they don't know. So they said, we need to get in on this and offer our own K-12 classes. But we don't really know what good online courses on a K-12 level looks like, and how does that vary by grade level, and who all is involved in that? So they said, we need some help. And I said, oh, cool, I have some grad students who could do some work. This was structured as a paid internship opportunity, whereas Bath Spa is a volunteer internship opportunity. So both can exist. You've got to find students who are willing to apply and do them. But with the Department of Education, we started off with that benchmarking project, and that started with TrueNet last fall. Last spring, we had a second internship with them, looking at tech expenditures by district. Another one of our graduate students, who is the Albany Tech Coordinator, Heavy Tech, took that internship because he already had those relationships developed with other tech coordinators around the state. More or less what he did was email, pick up the phone, and ask them, what are you spending your money on for tech expenditures in the county, your schools? We actually put together a report based off of that data collection, and that was submitted to the legislature. So it's kind of really awesome when I think about the impact that the internships can have. Because these are students who are doing work with a state agency, like that work is then given to our leaders to help make decisions in the state. A little more of an impact there. But on top of that, going back to the benchmarking K-12, that's going to impact schools and school districts and teachers. How do I build this class? Now, our graduate programs take different approaches for different students. We have students who want to be faculty members in higher ed. We have students who want to be administrators in community colleges and universities. Or maybe they just want to be a consultant. Or maybe they're like me and they really don't know what they want to do when they grow up. So any experience that you get can be helpful. When we were looking at how do we continue these internships, we really kind of want to grow that program and want to take a look at what's been working. To give you some background on how that is structured. At the beginning of a semester, we spend about a week collecting a letter of intent from students. So I use a Google Doc that gets sent out, and that Google Doc contains a description of what that internship would entail. So obviously the description of tasks for collecting tech expenditures looks very different from how do you research online K-12 education and what do those classes look like. So that the student knows exactly what they're going to be applying for and is this even of interest, because I don't want it to be a waste of time. If it's a topic that's not related to any interest they have, it could be good. Maybe they want to build that skill set and see what else is related to our fields. At the same time, it lets us know what are the clear expectations, because in that document we included milestones and timelines. You will meet once a week with the Department of Education. But guess what? You won't have to go to Cheyenne. We will hang out together. You will, by this date, have this draft report ready, and it needs to be an outline of what will be in the final report. 3 weeks later, you need to have a draft version of that outline filled in with some content based off of the research you've been doing and the reading you've been having. By the end of the semester, you need to have a finished report done that includes everything we've covered. Now, in the fall, I think you've got a couple of weeks into your research for online K-12, and Trina discovered a fascinating connection. One scholar's name kept coming up over and over again in the field of online K-12 education. Come on in, join us. And that was Michael Barber, who's faculty member at Sacred Heart University in Connecticut. Just so happens I'm really friends with Michael. I knew that was his research area. I did not realize we would wind up searching for all of his articles. So I popped up my Google Hangouts and said, hey, Michael, we're working on this project. Any chance you'd be willing to join for one of the meetings? Next thing I know, the Department of Ed is having a hangout with Michael in Connecticut, and Trina's in Laramie, and the Department of Ed's over in Cheyenne, and we're getting knee-deep into what does online K-12 education look like around the U.S. and around the world, because he's in a lot of work in New Zealand helping them. And by the way, Michael's Canadian. It's a new feed where they're very spread out, and the schools may have 1 or 2 students in a community. So this really is his expertise. So as opposed to a traditional internship, where you're going to an office every day and you're working with a group of people and you may have to make arrangements to find an expert, you may need to have a video call with them. Everything was open and at a distance from the beginning, so we never thought, oh, we can't do that. We never thought, oh, would this guy even be interested in talking to us? We just emailed Michael and said, hey, he said yes. That really nicely. But this is where I kind of want to get 2 graduate students to chime in. So in terms of scheduling meetings, did you meet every week with the Department of Education?
Yeah, I did.
I think there were a couple of things.
So on a week-to-week basis, they're adjusting. Do we need to meet next week or not? If we don't, let's cancel that meeting. Get the task done. What did those meetings look like?
It started off as a progress report, kind of where we are right now. We revisited where we want to be, and we talked about that gap, how we could sort of fill that gap and get there. So things like the I call it the expert guest lecture type of thing, Dr. Barber, or if it was different resources. They had some subscriptions to things like Quality Matters that I didn't have, so they were able to share those with me. So,
It was really similar to the, on progress report. And so,
At this point, I kind of want to pause to our students currently doing an internship. What's your experience like?
Well, it's new. I tried to do an online internship before this one, and I ended up getting kind of screwed over because it was online. But it's cool because she's the one I'm in now. She's in LA, so we're mostly with emails right now. But yeah, we're open to video chatting, phone calls, and it still works perfectly.
It's good to know, and that's something for me to consider as we move forward. Because those weekly meetings were something that we insisted upon. When I sat down with the Department of Ed and said, how do we structure this and how do we make it successful? Of course, nobody wants to hear I have one more meeting to go to. So that meeting holds you accountable as well. Did I get everything done this week I need to get done? If I didn't, why not? And what do I need next week to make sure I get it done? Would you say that it added a different layer because it was a video chat and not just a phone call?
a little bit. I mean, it was good to see people. So, and yeah, as far as learning technology, it was not a problem at all because they initiated it out. So I didn't have to do anything other than turn on my computer and accept the call.
I like to, I never. And also, I really like calls. So it was nice to be able to feel like I was talking to someone in person and not just voice either. So.
Would you say that it helped you with staying attuned to the meeting?
Yeah.
And I know from personal experience from working in business before, if it was a web conference with a video component, yeah, I'm doing everything else under the sun, and that's pulled up on the screen. But when they can see that I'm not paying attention, it makes it better. That for that hour, I have to be focused on this task. When it comes to how that experience worked with the students, you're first.
So as you can see, I have three sort of areas that get related to. So the first was the practical experience. And that was really just being able to take what I was learning in my classes and actually apply it in the real world. And you know, even more so, the fact that it was really Department of Education, it wasn't like a theoretical application. It really was something that's really hard, so like people have to take the stage. So that was a big kind of thing for me. Also, it was really nice to be able to have research that was more structured and sort of had a beginning and end date. Unlike, for instance, dissertation research, we hope you know being rigorous, but you don't know for sure. So being able to have that sort of in this day, have this research and have it being sort of a structured format was really useful. Particularly for me because I was super new to the program. So I had no real experience with instructional technology apart from a couple of classes. So to be able to get my feet wet so early on was really, really helpful. One of the other things I liked about the fact that it was a virtual internship was the fact that, you know, I don't live in Cheyenne and trying to get from my living in Cheyenne in person really difficult. So to be able to have this opportunity open to me because it was virtual was really great. And to know that the people that are even farther away than I am, you know, in their state, or part of the state, this just opens up these different academic opportunities that they wouldn't have otherwise. Let's see, another thing that I had, I don't think Trina had this as much, but because I was building on Trina's research, it put me in a situation where I actually had to be given something and then work with what I was given and build off of that. And that's what happened in the real life. So it was a good experience to be able to have that. As far as academic applications go, the biggest thing there was that I was able to apply the theories that I was learning in my classes and also observe how they were used in the field, in the real world. And that was something that I wouldn't have had otherwise. Also, another thing, because it is a really online program, you don't really get the same interaction with people that you would on campus type of situation. I'm lucky because I actually am on campus, so I can talk to professors, other students, but a lot of people on the program have that. So being able to actually interact with people in the field, in the environment, and have that with interactions is another nice aspect to this internship. As far as the connections go, one of the things going back to what I was saying about practical experience is that I was able to actually make a difference in the field. As Dr. Steve mentioned, the reports that we're making are actually going to be used by one Department of Education as they go forward and try to find the program and do virtual online courses. So actually, what I was producing mattered. It was really nice and made me feel like I was connected not only to the school but to the educators in the state. Another thing about it, as far as this connections to my own interests, I'm not particularly interested in educational assistant. However, I am interested in education. So I was able to make connections to my own interests by looking at online course shows and how online education is being conducted. So, it's one of those things where, at first I was kind of like, well, I'm not sure if this is applicable to me. And it's like, no, actually there is application and it's useful. So that was really nice. As far as future improvements go, really the only thing for me was that I felt like it would have been nice to have a little more directions what they wanted to look like. That could, of course, also be on notes to the program that I was feeling that way out. Anyway. And also, it was one of the, I didn't actually know about the internship until the semester started. I'm sure I was told about it, but it didn't stand out. So, sort of taking on that, very students why they should think about it. But those are minor.
Okay. Here's my slant on it. I plotted it out, and so a little white dot is where I felt my internship really felt the best into, and it's not quantitative, so it's sort of like, I fussed over this for a long time, it's like purple, so really, there's that dot should be bigger because it was a baby. But anyway, we have 4 pillars in the PhD program that, and 3 of them are up there. Those are the 3. The 4th one is technological understanding. And because I didn't use Google Hangouts before, I just eliminated that because I didn't really think the internship advanced that much for me. But really it fell down to the educational foundations where, and I thought of that really in almost in terms of professional development. Like, did I meet people that were sort of a networking type of experience that might help me in a future job if I wanted to be employed. And so I knew some of the people beforehand. Like lived here for a long time. But so that really was what brought that up from the line. And that was for educational foundations. It's really sort of a professional development thing. And probably that guest talk with Dr. Barber was what really put that up there. That was a really good experience. And I never would have had the gumption to go introduce myself and see if he wanted to talk on my own. So that really helped a lot. The rest of it fell somewhere between research and scholarship, and learning and development. And I go back and forth where it really was. It was a lot of research and scholarship because I was the first one. So where Victoria built off of what I did, I was like just coming up with it. And so to me, that was an awful lot of research and an awful lot of looking to see what other people have done, quality matters, and some of these other entities that already do those sorts of things, thinking, do we just adopt this one style, or do I make some sort of mixture that is uniquely Wyoming? And the rest of it fell into learning and development. And that is coursework for me. That's how I look at that learning and development as coursework. So I took some classes that really applied to it, and I talked to the professors beforehand, and they said, yeah, you're doing this internship, you can tailor your assignments and vice versa to those. And so that really helped because that was my first year as a full-time student, so that was a lot that year to do. And so to be able to apply those to my coursework was really nice. And I took things like that were more programmatic. Things like program planning and evaluation, which just turned out to be really fortuitous that I took that class at that time. And the other one was creating change. It's being changed and things. That was beautiful. So, yeah, so overall, I think it fit. Hopefully, this kind of shows how I think it fit into my program, my overall PhD program. Well, at some of those goals that we have.
The students are allowed to take credit or not, it's their choice. So they can use that as an elective course in their graduate degree program, or they can just use it as the experience to get an internship and list that on their resume, their graduate. I do require, regardless of the credit, that they have to do an exit interview. So I take notes with every student who completes an internship. What was the experience like? What worked, what didn't work? Do we need to keep working with this partner or not? Because there is another program out there that we have used, but the student didn't have a good experience. We don't recommend or talk about it as much anymore. If the student found it and said, I want to do this, I certainly wouldn't stop them from doing it. It's just not a recommended internship for the program. So we do align the credit hour, like how many credit hours, if it's 1 credit hour versus 3 credit hours, to the amount of work they have to do that semester for that partner. And I believe we're doing it at 1 credit hour for every 15 hours of work. No, that's not right. How do you do it? 15 or 20 hours of work. So if you have 60 hours of work spread out over 15 to 16 semester. So we work up front with that partner to find out how much work do you need, how many hours are you expecting from the student, and you translate that back to the credit hours. We have a form that we ask partners to sign so that we can keep track of this. And we are going forward looking at how do we expand programs like this. Just the last week, week before? When did we submit that? Week before last. We submitted a graduate recruiting initiative grant to academic affairs to try to expand this, bring it a little bit closer to home, model that FAST program, and have interns working with faculty on campus with course development through outreach, or they can be placed with CTL and help CTL with running certain programs. So the first of the month, we'll find out if that is being accepted. And those would actually pay the student to offset the cost of tuition for that intern class. Because the last thing we want to do is make you pay more money in tuition when we're trying to get you experience. So in a nutshell, that is how we have structured virtual internships. I tried to hit on some of the important pieces like the weekly meetings, follow-up exit interview, how we structure the applications. But I wanted to make sure I left 5 minutes for questions.
What's the employer feedback of these experiences?
The Department of Ed groups loved working with our students. They appreciated having manpower that they didn't have on staff.
But they didn't ask them, which is also an issue with a lot of don't have this precise learning.
Exactly. I was working with Ed Olson in the visual learning group, but now Ed is for learning one, so
At law school, that's where you take them to the next level. So what you do it in high school, because they're
Yes.
innovative that way.
yes, he is. Ed Olson, a wonderful man. But Lori Kimbrell, who's also in Youngstown Ed, she's one of our graduates. So we are still looking at how can we move forward in future semesters, working with them. If there is a need they have, how can we fulfill that for them? Any questions? Where's mud? Well, with that, thank you all. Thank you for coming. If you do have questions, please feel free at any point to contact me. Trina, I don't want to speak for Trina and Victoria, but their email addresses are listed. I'm extremely active on Twitter. Hashtag. If you think of a question later, if you're in your internship and think, this isn't working, but I know somebody who may have a solution to my problem, feel free to. Thanks.
Did you remember